This will be the video that will be linked as a disclaimer for my future reviews, so if you're here from the future, hello. This is the video. Brief introductions, I'm Crinacle. Some may know me from my website, crinacle.com in-ear fidelity, though at this point I assume that most people would know me for my YouTube channel. At the beginning of most review videos on my channel, I try to spend a couple of minutes talking about disclaimers, which I don't mind, but in all honesty, it kind of kills the pacing of the video, especially if it's under 10 minutes long. So rather than repeat the same disclaimers over and over and over again, I figured it might be a better idea for me to just make a video like this, get all the disclaimers out of the way, and then just link it wherever it needs to be, which is hopefully the reason why you are watching this very video right now. Now, let's start with a simple one that should apply to almost every review: subjectivity. This is a subjective hobby. While I may attempt to be as objective as possible, that is to say to remove as much personal bias as well as third-party influence, at the end of the day, all I'm doing is just giving my own personal opinion, my own thoughts. Effectively, there should be the implication that every statement I make should be prefaced with the words "in my opinion" or "to my ears," at least outside of the more objective stuff like frequency response analysis and the likes. I don't want to be that guy who has to repeat the same phrases over and over again for every single sentence. I treat all of you like adults. Unless you think I shouldn't, in which case I should really reevaluate my career choice. We're not on the YouTube Kids app. If I say a product is good or bad or mediocre, it is all on my own personal relative scale. Now, granted, it is a skill that is based on my years of experience as well as technical knowledge, but it is still nonetheless a skill that is personalized to me and me only. I do not claim to speak for literally every other human being on this planet. We all hear differently, we all have different tastes, so just the fact that we disagree doesn't diminish my or even your opinion. All of this also applies to the ranking list. I don't expect everyone to be 100% in agreement with the placement of every single product, and if you are, stop being a simp. Too long didn't watch for this section. This is a subjective hobby. We all have different tastes. We're going to disagree, and that is fine. Now let's move on to a more touchy topic, which is the potential biases and conflicts of interest that may affect the content of any of my reviews. The big elephant in the room are the collaborations that I have and are going to continue to have with numerous brands. I'm asked for feedback on tuning constantly, and while most of the time I'll do it pro bono, that is to say they'll send over a prototype and I'll just give some quick feedback without any further follow-up or any monetary gain. In some cases, this goes one step further and becomes a collaboration. That is to say, if I truly want to endorse a product that I have tuned and therefore I give them the green light to use my branding for promotional purposes in exchange for a cut of the profit. In these cases, my procedure is extremely consistent. I will not be ranking, reviewing, or even mentioning them in any of my other product reviews. I would still absolutely promote them, as you can see from my other reviews on my collaboration products, but at those points, I will make it very clear that they are my products, I make money off them, and that anything that I say about them should be construed as literal advertising. Now, even though I keep my collaborations and my reviews completely separate, I still understand that there is the potential for my collaborations to influence the objectivity of my reviews. So for instance, if ever down the road I start to review new models from a brand that I've already collaborated with, now I am incentivized to talk positive about them in order to maintain the relationship that we have and not burn bridges. But at the same time, I would also be incentivized to talk bad about them because they are technically my competitors, and giving them the spotlight is taking away the spotlight from my own collaborations and therefore affecting my collaboration income. But everything goes both ways, so you could make the argument that if I wrote a positive review, it is despite the fact that they are my competition, or vice versa, if I made a negative review, it is despite the fact that I have to maintain a relationship with them. The two concepts are kind of very contradictory, and in my opinion, it's just easier to just be honest. If I think the product is good, just say it's good. If I think the product is bad, just say it's bad. Just ignore all of the politics going on in the background and I should be fine. Just to lay out all the cards on the table, I am collaborating with a lot of brands. So just look down in the description where I have an up-to-date list of all my collaborative products, which also includes products that I have consulted on and have been paid a consultative fee, but didn't really give them the permission to use my branding on their product. Take this list how you will. If you believe that any future reviews of brands that I've collaborated with are now compromised, so be it. But at least everything is transparent and fully disclaimed on my side for you to make that decision. Too long didn't watch for this section. I have worked with brands and am continuing to work with brands on products that I am making money off of. I don't mention or bring attention to them in my reviews, but if you believe that my objectivity is compromised because of this arrangement, that is completely understandable. But also no one is 100% objective. Now, on the topic of monetary gain, there's an obvious one that we have to address, which are sponsors, like Linsol. This is an ad read, by the way. No, I'm serious, this is actually an ad read. First of all, thank you to Linsol for sponsoring this video, as well as being the example for the average sponsor that you would see on this channel. If you don't already know, Linsol is an online retailer that specializes in Chinese audio brands. They ship globally, they are very reputable, they have free global shipping, yada 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 yada. When it comes to sponsorships, or more accurately, the ad read, there comes quite a few limitations from my side. Number one, I don't accept monetary sponsorships from any brands or manufacturers directly. I believe in at least one degree of separation. I don't want to go into a situation where I'm doing a review for brand X's product and then doing a paid ad read for brand X in the very same video. At that point, you could call that a paid review. Now, there are some fringe cases, for instance, the Sennheiser sponsorship that came out sometime last year, but I gained absolutely zero monetary value out of it. They gave me a few headphones in exchange for a Sennheiser specific video, and then I literally gave them all away. So that's just my justification for that one-off situation. Number two, if I'm taking a sponsorship from an audio retailer, I do my best to ensure that they are not carrying the products that I am reviewing in said video. I say do my best because in a lot of videos that I'm making nowadays tend to be product roundups featuring like 5 or maybe even 10 products, and a lot of these retailers tend to have a lot of overlap in their catalogs. So I may just pick up a sponsor that carries maybe 1 or 2 out of the 10 that were mentioned in the video. But ideally, this should not be a problem because of the third limit. Number 3, sponsors, if they do get accepted, do not have any control over the contents of the video. They do have a say in the contents of the ad read itself, but everything else other than that, they have zero control. I mean, in the case of Linsol, again, the sponsor of this video, just look at the conversation leading up to the sponsorship of this video. That's it. They don't even want to check the video. And I love them for it. So if it wasn't already clear, linsol.com. Support people, support me. Too long didn't watch for this video. There are going to be sponsored ad reads in videos. Brands and manufacturers are not allowed to sponsor my videos, and all sponsors do not have any control over the contents of my videos. Now, the next one is a little smaller in scale, but since we're here, we might as well address it. In every single hobby, review units have always been a very controversial topic. Some, like me, see it as a necessary evil. I'm not going to spend tens of thousands of dollars every single month just to review some product that just came out, because statistically speaking, most of them are just going to be mediocre, middle of the road. Others see it as something that clouds the judgment of the reviewer. You get something for free in exchange for a good review, kind of, or at least the implication that if you start bashing our products, we're not going to send you anymore, which is a situation that I am very familiar with. So I try my best to disclose that whatever unit I am reviewing, I got for free, but in all honesty, sometimes I'm just terrible at scripting and I just forgot to. So in my case, just assume that if I didn't explicitly say that I bought the unit with my own cash, just assume that I got it for free. Now, I'm not trying to be malicious and hide details from you guys, but just genuinely, everything that comes in the mail nowadays is just review units on top of review units. Now, you could make the argument that now I am incentivized to only say good things about the products that I received for free, which is clearly not the case if you know who I am, and if you have seen any of my reviews in the last, I don't know, half decade or so. I am a jaded man. You could give me a $10,000 IEM right now for free, and if I'm not genuinely impressed by it, I'm just gonna stick it into the cupboard alongside the other 400 plus IEMs that I also got for free. Free means very little to me right now. You want to withdraw review units from me because I said something a little hurtful about your products? Fine by fucking me. My content backlog is in the span of years at this point. The only thing that you're threatening is reducing that backlog with your non-participation, which is fine by fucking me. Also, to state the obvious, I don't sell any of my review units. Everything that I got for free is in storage still. I would absolutely give or loan them away to people that I know, but selling, that's completely off the table. Anyone who sells review units, whether directly or by auction, you are a scumbag. Too long didn't watch for this section. Yes, I get review units and I get them for free. That may theoretically impact my objectivity, but at this point I get so many review units that it genuinely doesn't matter to me. I say what I want and someone gets offended and blacklists me, congratulations, I just talk about something else. Simple. And that's pretty much all of the general disclaimers that should apply to most of my review videos. If there are any fringe stuff that apply to only specific videos, I'm just gonna address them directly in the video itself. As you can tell, I'm still a human being. I'm not 100% objective, no one is. But the best that I can do now is to at least be transparent and to be upfront with all of the things that may affect the objectivity of my reviews. If you think that any of these things make me any less trustworthy, that's completely understandable, but at the very least, I have disclaimed everything so that you can make that decision yourself. Alright, thank you for watching. Let me just shout out my big money boys. Here are all of your beautiful names who have subscribed to the $20 tier on my Patreon. And of course, for the bigger money boys, allow me to speak out your beautiful names. McMad Face Dennis, Laughing Psychonaut, HK57, Noof, TJ Daly, Charlie Row 222, Crinacle, Rodrigo, The Andrew Persian, Alex, Lawrence, Fritz, Andrew, Kevin, Nice Luigi, Nanonandi, Unemployed, and Pit Vanderwit. Thank you all. Since most of you are from the future, I'm not gonna say like see you next week, but you know, just at least just don't die. Fuck off.